Today I'm going to show you guys how to photograph a pack on a white background with one light and one camera setup. So this is the best part about hard light photography is we don't need any modifiers. How good is that, right? If you have your camera set up on a tripod and it's facing directly to the product and your settings are at 1/200th of a shutter, f20, I know that's quite high for some of you. It's got a macro lens. I'm using a 100mm macro lens. And trust me, I shoot on this a lot, so it's fine. And ISO 100. Once that is set up and it's on tripod and it's looking at our product, we now set up the next part, which is our backdrop. Essentially, this is 2 sheets of A2 paper. Looks like A2, A1 would be bigger. A2 paper, if I could have gone bigger, I would have, but I thought for those who probably don't have a massive white roll, $2 each. It's $4, $4. Okay, so then I've got it set up on this C-stand that's like a boom arm. If you don't have a C-stand, because these aren't cheap either, use a light stand, put it up against the wall so you don't have to use the stand. You can get away with doing it in a way that's a lot cheaper. Now with this lighting setup, I've got it in this position looking overhead and facing the front of our pack. Because what we can do is if I move it, you'll see the light moves, okay? And because I wanna light the front, the part that's gonna be the brightest is where your eyes are gonna go. So I wanna make sure the front of the pack is the brightest. So when you are positioning the light, if you have a modeling light, that is gonna be the best thing for you. If you have a speed light, it's gonna be a lot harder, but the modeling light helps you see and helps guide you into where to place the light, all right? So if you zoom into this product pack here, you'll see as I move this light, it shifts from being at the back to the front. And once it hits the front, that's when I know it's a good spot. Now, in terms of the height of the light, I am looking at the shadow, all right? The shadow is important, the length of the shadow. So if I come a lot lower, you'll see that the shadow goes longer. And if I go higher, the shadow shortens. So these are the things that come into play when I'm looking at where and how am I positioning my light. Place your product in the middle and take your first photo. Now you will notice I have a bounce card here, so I'm gonna remove this for the time being so you guys can see what this setup looks like without it. So I'm really happy with this. It looks great. Now, watch what happens when we put in the bounce card, because right now this photo looks good, but it's not perfect. When we put this bounce card in, something's gonna happen to the left side of that box in the image. Let's have a look, and we take another click. It's brightened up the left side, allowing us to lift the shadows because sometimes it can be too dark. And I do think in the photo before, it was too dark. So if we go to before and after, I think that looks a lot better. Now, if you go even closer, be careful of this. If you go way too close and you take a photo, it can look too bright. See, that's too brushed out for me. That's in the middle, and that's too dark, okay? Now, the one that's too dark, it's not terrible. Some people might like that because your eyes focus on the front of the box. So as the photographer, depending on the brief, this works well. But I'm trying to show you what you can do, giving you the options, okay? So if we go back to here, and we take a photo, happy days. We can go into Photoshop, apply some of your magic touches in the post-production, and you have a final photo. So I hope this video helped you guys. See you in the next one.